Alright guys, next up on the grading is Ross, saved by Le'Veon Bell, who still doesn't have Le'Veon Bell on his team, but that's beside the point. Allen Robinson was his keeper. The question with him is he a one-year wonder with that Jaguars offense? I don't think he is. I think he is a heck of a player, and I think he's going to have another really good year. Then you went back and forth, for the next few drafts, going running backs, wide receivers, get a really solid core there. You got Mark Ingram and Jeremy Langford, and then you got Danny Woodhead, which I thought was interesting only because Melvin Gordon was still on the board. So you're clearly going with the PPR guy. Yeah, they give him the ball a lot in the end zone to get the red zone, to get the touchdowns, to get into the end zone. But do you take the guy that's supposed to get the majority of the carries, or do you take the guy that's going to get the majority of the catches? In the PPR, I can't fault you for going with the guy that's probably going to stay healthy, and you kind of know what you're going to get. So I understand that. So then wide receiver-wise, early on, like I said, you have Allen Robinson. Then you grab Sammy Watkins in the fourth, or third rather, and then you grabbed Jordan Matthews in the sixth. That's a good three guys to have. Are they the best in the league? No. But you also don't have the worst running backs either. You got a solid group of running backs, a solid group of wide receivers. You grab Gary Barnidge, who last year as a tight end was a stud. He played really, really well. And, he's on the north of 30, but, he didn't have a breakout year until he was 30, really. So I think that he could continue to do that. It all depends on RG3 there. But you also have Eric Ebron, who is slated to have a breakout year this year. He's really underperformed so far, but with Calvin Johnson out of town, he's that big target in the red zone. So we got to hope that he's going to get more touchdowns there. Then you got Carson Palmer, in the ninth round, which I think is a really solid pick there. I think that he can once again have a lot of yardage, a lot of touchdowns. He's in a good offense with a good defense. So I think that he'll be a solid quarterback for you. You also grab Theo Riddick as a running back late. Sterling Shepard, who's actually starting number 2 for the Giants, and so he could have a really good year in that passing offense. Then you got Kenny Stills late. And the thing I like about Kenny Stills is I did not even have him on my radar at the beginning of this year. I wanted the Dolphins to really cut him. He didn't do anything last year. I wasn't impressed with him. But this preseason, he's really came out. He's kind of taken that Rishard Matthews role for us, where he last year, Rishard, I think, had, 700 yards and 4 touchdowns, something like that. And I think Stills can do more than that. Tannehill really likes him. He's currently our number 2 wide receiver in front of Devontae Parker, who, mind you, went 6 rounds before Kenny Stills. So will Parker probably get that back? Well, if he can get healthy, yeah, probably. But, right now, Kenny Stills is the guy to get on that team, and you got him late. So that's really beneficial. Jets defense, they're going to be good. Todd Bowles over there. And then Justin Tucker, the kicker, he can get the yardage. He can get the short ones. He's a good kicker. It's a kicker, so it's not that exciting. But overall, though, like I said, you kind of ping-pong back and forth between running backs and wide receiver, who was the best one available. You gave yourself, probably, top half wide receiving core, top half running back core. Most people have really good wide receivers, really bad running backs, or vice versa. I think that this team is going to be solid. Is it going to be one that could lose any week? Yes. Is it one that could win every week? Yes. It's one of those things where it's just matchup driven, and with how many running backs and how many wide receivers you have, making sure that you have the right guys in at the right time. But overall, like I said, it's a really solid team. I'm going to give this team a B+. I think that overall it's very balanced, and it has the depth in case of injuries as well with the draft. So solid draft there.